Sweet here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about contact lenses, specifically colored lenses for cosplay. Let's just jump straight in, shall we? A lot of cosplayers will use colored contact lenses in order to achieve like a little something extra to look like the character they're cosplaying. For me personally, I have poor eyesight, so I either need normal clear contact lenses or glasses when I'm cosplaying anyway, and since I don't want glasses when I'm cosplaying a character and I can wear contact lenses, I love wearing colored contact lenses. I think it's so much fun. But not all people can wear contact lenses. So if you want to get into contact lenses, whether that's for your eyesight or for cosplay, make sure to go to an optometrist first, because again, you might not have eyeballs that can handle contact lenses. So if you want to get into lenses, that's the first step. Go to an optometrist and check out your eyeballs. Secondly, there is a big difference between contact lenses that are used for just I can't see and contact lenses used for cosplay, colored contact lenses. You can get colored contact lenses with strength, obviously, since I just said I can't see without, and these ones here, perfect vision. Perfect vision. But colored contact lenses are going to be by default thicker than the lenses that you use for everyday wear. So if you're used to normal contact lenses, colored contact lenses might still be a little like on your eyes just because they're thicker, and that is just so that they can actually paint on top of them, because contact lenses, these are like literally printed or hand drawn onto the color, the plastic of the lenses, that is. Another important thing to keep in mind is that you only have the one set of eyes and you need to take care of them. So not only should you go and visit the optometrician, you also need to make sure that you trust the place you're buying your colored contact lenses from. And I'm not going to be recommending any pages here, but you need to do your research, so you buy stuff that is eye safe. Don't just go on Temu and AliExpress and buy contact lenses for your eyeballs. No. Make sure it's dedicated pages to eyewear and that have their credentials, all right? A lot of optometricians actually sell colored contact lenses as well now. So yeah, make sure you trust the brand, trust the place, and don't skimp out on the contact lenses. That you need to take care of your eyeballs. Now that we've got that sorted and out of the way, I want to talk about contact lenses, colored contact lenses, the way they arrive. So these here, this is just a little blue number. A lot of contact lenses come in these little jars. They might also come in little plastic things, like a foil peel back. And there's a few different ways of opening these. And I've done so on TikTok, so if you want to, you can have a look at my TikToks. Or actually, maybe I'll try and upload them to YouTube Shorts. We shall see. But anyway, how to open these, that's a different thing. But when you open them, make sure that you put your contact lenses into lens fluid. So one of these ones, the saline solution, multi-purpose solution for your eyeballs, and there's so many different ones you can get, and your eyes might also not agree with every single type there is out there. So if one isn't working for you, try a different brand. That being said, the lens water that these contact lenses come with, this is super concentrated so that the contact lenses will last for as long as possible, or at least till expiration date, because they have expiration dates. And when you get them, make sure you let them chill out in this kind of liquid here for at least 24 hours. That is really important, because this stuff is meant for your eyeballs. The stuff in those little jars is not. That's gonna sting. So that's the first step. Second step is to always inspect your contact lens before you put it in your eyeball, to make sure it doesn't have any tears, any damage, any deformities, because that's also stuff that can irritate your eyeball. Now, I do realize I'm rambling a little bit, and a lot of the words I'm saying is being repeated over and over again. So if you're finding yourself a little bit confused or like have comments, questions, concerns, feel free to leave a comment and, you know, just take it with me there, and I'll try and answer you the best I can. You can also go on social medias and sneak into the DMs if you're uncomfortable leaving a comment. But I think I just want to stop the whole like you get a new pair there. And talk a little bit about how to treat your contact lenses and how to put them in and take them out. And if you're an experienced cosplayer, you might often find that your contact lenses, they are chilling in this little case. And these cases are something you can buy online, and you also very often get a free case when you buy lens fluid. But this one here, I know it's a little hard to see, but the fluid level is quite low. And that is something that very often happens with colored contact lenses. Lenses in general, because these, you don't use them every day, right? And most colored contact lenses, they come with an expiry date. Some lenses are a 1 year thing, others have like 50 days, others have like one-time use. That is something that you should be able to find on your listing when you buy the lens, and in some cases also on the packaging. But anyway, this fluid here, these lenses have been chilling in here for like maybe a month, and as you can see, the level's low. I fill these up all the way when I put them in there after use. And that's because these kind of evaporate. The liquid kind of evaporates eventually. And what happens then is that the stuff that is left in here, the water that is the liquid, the solution that is left in here is really, really concentrated. And because the solution is usually some sort of saline solution, this is going to be salty. And when you put that on your eyeballs, that's going to sting. So, first of all, you need to make sure you occasionally go in and top up the lens fluid in your little lenses, because these can dry out. You can open the case and find that it's returned to complete hard plastic. And when that happens, you can technically rehydrate them, but that is not good for your eyeball. So once the contact lens has gone crispy, you toss that out. Don't risk it by putting it on your eye. But yeah, take a little check, put on a timer, make it a monthly thing when you check on your lenses, and top off the fluid. But when you go to wear it, make sure you open it up, pour out the fluid that is in there, and let it like chill in new fresh liquid for like maybe a minute, 2, maybe 5 minutes if you have the time for that before you put it in your eyeball, because it's going to be so concentrated, it's going to make you cry. And if you struggle with your eyes tearing when you put that in contact lenses, that might very well be the issue. Now, for your benefit, I've taken out one, and this makes me feel very, very weird because I can see well from this eyeball and not this one. That was my lens cap. Anyway, so when you have your lens, right, it's going to be chilling in this and float around. And to get this out, there are tools you can get. There's like literally like soft blunt edged like plastic tweezers you can get to plop them up. You can also just like dump the entire thing in your hand and hope the lens comes out, which it did here for me. Sorry. Here you can see it, little lens floating around, and that makes it easier for you to pick it up. So obviously this has now been in fresh fluid, so technically there shouldn't be anything on it, but it's still good to take a little bit of an inspection, see are there any tears, any damages, any floof, a piece of hair or anything. If not, good, now we can begin by putting it in. Another tip though is make sure that the finger you put the lens on is as dry as you can, because the lens is automatically going to gravitate towards wetter surfaces, so it's going to be easier for you to plop it in if your finger is dry. So got it on, and now the game is to not blink as you're putting it in, and this is all about getting yourself used to it. It's a bit of a weird habit to beat, but I believe in you, you can do it. But anyway, ignore the finger I'm using for this. The best thing, try to not blink, pull down the bottom eyelid and like just pull up the lens on. Here we go. And try not blink and just rotate your eyeball. Let go of the lid, and now you can try and blink. The whole not blinking, plopping the lens in and then giving it a little roll, that sort of helps getting rid of the air that is trapped under the lens. And if you can do that, you're almost guaranteed that it's gonna sit well. And now they're in. So while I make it seem really easy and fast, I have a lot of experience with this. Not only have I used contact lenses since I started with glasses back in, I was 15 I think. I've also been using colored contact lenses for a really long time, and I have friends that still find this hard and they just look at me and they think this is like unfair, that it's the easiest thing in the world for me. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just make sure you have like clean hands and try practicing touching your eyeball without blinking, because like if you touch the whites here out here like and practice with clean hands, you're not really gonna be damaging your eyeball, and it's good to get a little bit of that practice in. Anyway, that was putting it in. Now if you want to take it out, this again can be a little bit tricky, and there are also a few like different techniques for this, but I find the easiest for me is to have clean dry hands, and then just like put your finger and like I say look down, and then plop your literally touch your eyeball with your finger, and then look up. And then you move the lens, and now you should be able to pinch it down at the bottom of your eyeball. And obviously, plop fresh juice, fresh lens fluid into the lens cap with the lens. And now I need to find my cap because I dropped that on the floor. And second thing, same with the second one. Again, I'm not going to be able to see, so sorry for the lack of focus. But yeah, in, touch eyeball, and then look up. And like kind of drag at the same time and pinch it. Be careful of your fingernails while doing this so that you don't accidentally scratch or literally pierce the lens with your finger, because it is a soft plastic material, so you might damage it. And anyway, we got it like right topped off there, and just screw the lid on, and then you're good to go. And you might also ask, is there a lens box or a lens cap thing that is like better than others? And honestly, yes and no. Some swear by these, others swear by little animal cases. Personally, I think the best ones are the one you get from the optometrician that comes with the bottles of lens fluid. I think they're the strongest one, but again, there is all sorts of differences between them, and do's and don'ts, and just make sure you check the lens fluid often enough, and I think you're gonna be okay in the end. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about when it came to contact lenses. Again, leave questions, comments, questions, concerns, all sorts in the down below, or reach out on social media. Maybe I can help you, and hopefully it's useful. And if not, thanks for watching. Thanks for keeping me company all the same. Now, have a good one. Until the next time.